What's going on YouTube? Chris back with another video. Today we're going to be checking out the cases for the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro provided by Supcase. I did cover cases for the iPhone 12 mini already, and you can check that video out up here. And pretty much this is going to be similar design features for the 12 and 12 Pro. These cases will fit for either, so if you have either device, these cases will be for you. So let's get right into it. We have a couple of different series devices that weren't available for the mini. We have the Unicorn Beetle Pro, we have the Exo, we have the Exo Pro, and then the Style. I'm going to kind of go faster through these. Pricing is going to be about $15 to $20 depending on which version, which style that you get. So I'll leave the links all down in the description where you can check these out. So let's go ahead and get some of these cases moved out of the way. We'll go ahead and start with the Style version. So right here I do have a dummy unit. I don't have the actual phone, so I just want to give you a fair bit of transparency here as well. So we have green, we have black, red, purple, and clear. Let's get into the green ones. Just like the mini, you have this kind of mint green color and it looks fantastic. Just like before, you have the accent colors there, and that is going to fit just nicely. Now this will work with wireless charging. MagSafe charging, I want to say it probably will work. Your experience might vary, I can't confirm it, but wireless charging will for sure work because MagSafe charging just uses magnets with a specific puck. Wireless charging will just use any sort of dock at that point. So here you'll get to be able to have your tempered glass screen protectors if you want to use one, and the front has a small little lip, just barely if you don't use a screen protector though. So there is the green variant. We'll get into the black here. So the black has black and dark gray accents. Now onto the purple. Something also similar that you are going to see between the mini and the 12 Pro style is these flat edges, which I actually really like. You of course do want to remove the plastic from the rear and on the inside. If you go ahead and insert the phone right into the case, just like that. And there you can see the glass protection for the cameras. This is the acrylic back, so you can kind of see in terms of what sort of protection for your camera humps that you have there. It's a little bit, but not a whole lot. Flat edges, very smooth, soft touch. So all the same features as the mini variant we get here for the 12 and 12 Pro. Now onto the clear. The clear portion is going to be TPU, whereas the colored has kind of like this silicone rubber feel to it. This clear one is a lot more grippy, and that is something that I did notice between the mini as well as here. The buttons, just like the other colors, are raised. There's no sort of texture on them, so just FYI in case you're wanting to know if there is little ridges or lines on it. But this is definitely much more grippy than the other ones, and that doesn't have that smooth, soft touch finish. Lastly is we have the red, and it is going to be a similar, basically the same exact red finish as on the mini. And there you go. All your buttons are still nice and clicky, tactile, and I think the red is my favorite if you get the white version. Just the red and the white pops really well, and I do like this color combination. Now something that's interesting is what Supcase sent me is this Exo Series. This wasn't in the mini, and something I just wanted to take a look at, see what the difference between the Exo Pro and the Exo is. My guess, based on the naming convention, is the Exo is the style, the Pro being much more bulky and drop resistant and protective, just like the Unicorn Beetle Pro here. And the Exo that may not have those sort of features. So let's take a look into it and kind of see the difference between the two. This is the red color. And yeah, so that's pretty much what I was expecting, actually. So let's take a look at the black version of the Exo Pro. All right, so here is the Exo and the Exo Pro. All right, so a couple differences. So the differences between the Exo and the Exo Pro is exactly as I thought. So as we can see here, the Exo Pro has this additional front frame that has a built-in plastic screen protector, and that causes the whole case to be a bit more bulky as a result. So if you do prefer that additional protection built into the case, then the Exo Pro is going to be for you. Now, if you're one that wants just a slightly less bulky case, but you prefer using a tempered glass screen protector, then the standard Exo Series is going to be what you're going to want to go with. Because it doesn't have that additional frame, this case, the Exo Series, is going to be much more form-fitting at that point. As you can see here, we still have that acrylic rear plastic. We have some additional material built into that on the rear for that additional rigidity. On the sides and on the corners, you do have additional material and kind of these air kind of corners built into the case. And then along the sides, you have this kind of carbon fiber finish. And then the buttons are still that textured line. So you're gonna be able to feel and tell the difference between a volume up, a volume down. You're gonna be able to feel for that power button without having to look at without looking at the phone. So that's the difference between the Exo and the Exo Pro. All right. So we have the red here. This is the Exo Pro. In the mint color, unfortunately, you still don't get the different colored buttons compared to the style. But for the style, that is the selling point. It is more stylish. It's less focused on drop protection, but the style will still do you well for if you do drop your phone. But let's take a look at some of the other colors real quick. All right, so this is the Exo Aqua color. It's going to be blue, and that's actually quite nice. That fits along the device, hugs it nicely. So this blue and white actually goes real well together too. I like that. So if you do have a blue one, if you did pick up the blue iPhone 12 or 12 Pro, then it'd be interesting to see what sort of case goes along with that. Maybe the red one. We have the Exo. This is a purple. That's the difference between the purple and the blue. Similar. Now I am colorblind, but I can tell the difference. You may or may not be able to on camera, but there is a slight shade difference between the blue and the purple. And finally, we have just the Exo Black. Now, black being traditional, it's going to go with a lot of different color devices. So black, you can't really go wrong with that. Finally, the Exo Pro Red right here. So yeah, really not much in terms of difference in terms of the actual size. You can kind of see the difference in size of the two cases. Cutouts are going to be all the same size. They all have well, actually, interesting enough, here, found this feature out just now. As you can see, one is not like the other. The Exo has a cutout in this bottom left corner for like a key ring or a wrist bracelet that you can slide in here, tie, and you can have that along your wrist. That way you don't drop it, it catches on your wrist. That does not come with the Exo Pro. So that's an interesting feature that they have for the Exo. But other than that, everything is going to be the same. You can reach in and get your slider there. For the cameras, you do have a little bit more protection around those lenses compared to the style. So as you progress through Suitcase's series, you get more protection. That leads us to the Exo Pro. These are the most protective cases. The wireless charging may not work. I can't confirm. And definitely the MagSafe charging is not going to work on these. Just a heads up there, because the MagSafe does use magnets. The distance between this case and the magnet is going to be maybe a tad far. I don't know. Hopefully Supcase can correct me if they did confirm the MagSafe charging works on these or not. For the Suitcase Beetle Pro, you have a lot of features. You have a built-in kickstand that is very sturdy and clicks into place. You have a slight carbon fiber texture look up here in the top right hand corner. Sides are going to be texturized just a little bit with minimal branding here on the bottom. Your buttons are also slightly textured as well, but still easy to find. You have flaps for both the slider, your mute switch, which is a little difficult to open, and then you also have a port cover as well for your lightning port. Let's go ahead and get this case open and get the phone inserted. Again, I do definitely recommend removing these plastic covers, but also make sure your device is clean and free of any sort of debris that might be on your screen. You don't want it scratched when it's pressed up against this plastic screen protector. As we can see, here we go. We get the front frame inserted into the back frame, get the rubber aligned up around that plastic frame here. And there you go. All right, so there we go. So we have the device inserted into the case. The buttons are still tactile for the volume, but I noticed, just like the Mini, that the power button isn't quite centered with the button and the frame. So if we take a look here, not sure if you can see that, but the power button isn't quite centered inside that cutout on the frame. So again, this is a dummy unit. I don't know if everything is up to correct dimensions, but the power button is a little mushy still, just like on the Mini. You have your cutouts for all your sensors and your front cameras. And yep, this is definitely bulky. This is going to survive a fall with no problem. You still get your standard belt clip, a nice bulky belt clip, strong spring action clip there, which actually also does rotate. So if you don't want to have it clipped on this way to a belt clip, you can have it mounted horizontally. So that's nice that this swivels. And you can insert the device either way, this way or this way to protect the screen. So that is the violet color. These cases are going to be the same. We're just going to look at the color difference. And there is the blue. It's a very bright blue. It's very vibrant. Next we have Ruby. This is the red variant. Again, also very vibrant, a nice strong red color. And lastly, we have black. Can't go wrong with that. Traditional matte finish. There you go. If you guys have any questions on any of these cases from Supcase, feel free to leave a question or a comment down below in the comment section. I'll be able to answer and help you all out. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.